Hello, Power Partners. Welcome. It's the informational playground, Starstyle, Be the Star You Are, coming to the airwaves under the auspices of Be the Star You Are charity. We're on the Voice America Media channel. This is the empowerment, and I am your host, Cynthia Bryan. The miracle moment for today is brought to you by Be the Star You Are. You can visit Be the Star You Are at bethestaryouare.org. And this is from St. Francis of Assisi. For it is in giving that we receive. And that'll probably give you a clue on what we're going to talk about today. Through generosity, we offer a glimmer into our souls, and even tiny gestures like sharing a meal, volunteering, or smiling at a stranger can brighten the day of another person. And that always creates a ripple effect of positivity. So I'm going to talk about this in the first segment, how we can make a difference and enjoy a beautiful, bountiful holiday season, because it is the season of generosity and giving. And we want to get involved with a charity, a nonprofit, a school, an organization that you believe in, and give back. And then in segment two, it is all about nature's inspiration. You'll be able to find out ways nature can inspire holiday decor gifts. And what I do is I use pine cones and bromeliads and orchids and evergreen branches to highlight the season. So, for any nature lovers, indoor plants make exceptional gifts that last beyond the holiday season. And what is your Yule tree going to be? Well, we'll dive into all of that as we come along. Now, as I was saying about generosity, the holidays are a time of celebration, of family, of togetherness. And the heart of all traditions is lies really in giving from the heart and generosity towards those that are less fortunate. Because when we give, whether it is through money, time, or acts of kindness, the bonds between people are strengthened. And when we give, we are also reminded that compassion, empathy, and connection plant the seeds of goodwill, and that'll flourish throughout the year. Nobody's perfect. We are not perfect because we are all humans in training. And as such, we're always learning how we can be and do better. But the holidays really offer a time that we might experience more loneliness and obviously lots of financial strain. So, by donating to causes that resonate with you, you can make generosity meaningful. So that means contributions to charities, to food banks, to shelters, to community programs, to hospitals. It makes a tangible difference in someone's life. And through these donations, you offer hope and healing, uplifting recipients sometimes, you're encouraging resilience, and you are definitely fostering gratitude. So, through generosity, we offer a glimmer into our souls. Donating, giving, and generosity enrich both the giver and the receiver, making this a more caring world. How will you make a difference for a cause, a person, or an organization this holiday season? Whatever you celebrate, I want you to enjoy a beautiful, blessed, and bountiful festive season of light and love. And of course, I also want to say thank you for your continued support of Be the Star You Are charity, as well as Star Style Productions and Express Yourself Teen Radio. So I really hope that you will consider donations. And again, if you're interested in donating to Be the Star You Are, that brings you this radio show, the website is bethestaryouare.org. Now, this article, a short article on generosity, the gift that keeps on giving, is written by one of our teen volunteers, Shannon Shapiro. Now, Anne Frank had a quote: "No one has ever become poor by giving." And I thought that's a really nice quote. So during the holidays, we often think about helping those less fortunate than ourselves. For time, sometimes it's a struggle because we might have lost a loved one. We might have depression, loneliness. And at these times, it's hard to feel generous. But generosity can be an act of kindness towards ourselves. Studies show acts of giving trigger the parts of our brain that are responsible for happiness and empathy. When we cultivate generosity, we're not only helping others, we're helping ourselves. And something else happens when we give. Our one act of kindness triggers a chain reaction of generosity. We give to someone who gives to someone, and so on, and so on, and so on. And if we all acted with generosity every day, what do you think would happen? Would you like to try it? One small act of kindness and generosity every day. It's that simple. Maybe hold the elevator for someone, or make eye contact and smile to a stranger. Imagine how good you'll feel and the ripples of generosity you will have created. So, thank you, Shannon, for that. The next one I want to read is about giving and donating, and this is from another teen volunteer named Gauri Kamachi, and she does some content creation for us. She is 16 years old with a passion for journalism and storytelling and climate policies. Giving and donating are gentle ways of showing we care. In a busy world, choosing to give reminds us to slow down and notice others. Even the smallest act can make someone feel seen and supported. It can be as small as sharing a meal, passing on clothes you no longer need, or supporting a cause that matters to you. What makes giving special isn't how much we offer, but it's the heart behind it. Every act of kindness creates warmth between neighbors, families, and even strangers. And when we donate with love, we build a softer, kinder world where everyone feels a little more held. Generosity doesn't take away from us, it fills our days with purpose. It reminds us that we're all connected. When we give, we spread comfort, hope, and a little bit of light. And I have another submission that I thought was important from The Power of Giving by another teenager who is a volunteer with Be the Star You Are charity, who just loves to help and connect and make a positive impact wherever she can go. And her name is Kate Taylor. Generosity is one of the simplest ways to make the world better, yet its impact reaches farther than most people realize. Whether it's donating money, offering your time, or sharing something small like a warm meal, giving reminds us that we are all connected. When people choose to help others, they create a ripple effect, one that acts inspires another, and it gives kindness that spreads. Donating isn't about the size of the gift, it's about the intention behind it. Even small gestures can lift someone up, ease a burden, or give someone hope on a hard day. Generosity also changes the giver. It builds empathy, gratitude, and a deeper understanding of what truly matters. In a world that can feel fast paced and overwhelming, choosing to give slows things down and fills life with purpose. Giving doesn't just support others, it strengthens communities. It brings out the best in all of us. Are you seeing a theme through all these? And these individual did not know what the others were writing, but all of them seem to be saying the same thing about generosity and kindness and giving, and how important it is just to give small pieces of yourself, whether it is a thought or sharing a meal. And then our kindness coordinator at Be the Star You Are is Karen Kitchell. And she writes a spoonful of kindness. December is a wonderful time to scatter a little extra kindness and joy. It's often the small, unexpected moments that stay with us. During this season, keep an eye out for those simple experiences that may become your never to be forgotten memories. Leave spoonfuls of joy wherever you can. Give a candy cane to a stranger. Offer a cheerful Merry Christmas. And remember that gifts aren't always things. A quiet prayer for the homeless person on the corner. The moments we hold closest are the ones that are wrapped with love. So scatter some joy today. And I love all of this, that it can be just these little small things that we do. And this is the season, no matter what you are celebrating, whether it's Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or Christmas or any other celebration, just give a little of yourself. The Dalai Lama said, "My religion is kindness." and we all just need to be a little bit more kind. Now, in case some of you have forgotten or haven't really checked out bethestaryouare.org, I just want to tell you what the organization is, just kind of an elevator pitch. It's an all volunteer organization. No one is paid. The staff are mostly teens, and it operates through contributions, in-kind donations, and proceeds from any fundraising events, of which there are only one or two a year that are just small. It does not, or Be the Star You Are does not receive any state or federal funding. It's solely dependent on contributions from the community, corporations, and individuals. It is consistently honored as a top nonprofit by GuideStar, Great Nonprofits, and it supports all ethnicities, has no religious or political agendas or affiliations, and it is Be the Star You Are is proud to have been serving the community, the country, and the world since 1999. And last year, Be the Star You Are was named the nonprofit of the year. So that is really very exciting. So I think it's a literacy charity supporting women, family, and youth, and I think it is definitely a nonprofit worth looking into. And speaking of nonprofits, I was just reading an article about RMDs. If you are in that position where you have an IRA and you have to take a distribution, that if you make a distribution to a 501c3, that it not only is it tax deductible, but it reduces your amount that you have to pay to the government. So you might look into, if you have that, talk to your financial person and find an institution that you would like to donate something to, because it's a win for everybody. You'll pay less in taxes, you'll have your distribution reduced, and the charity will get some money. If you go to the website, you'll find that we support women, family, and youth through some merchandise. And you can find some clothing for Be the Star You Are at bonfire.com. And it's a Be the Star You Are. You can look for that. And then we also have a website on Amazon where we sell books. And we have a book gift at bethestaryouare.org. And any books that you buy from the Starstyle website, and any book that I've written, the money will go to charity. So again, as St. Francis said, it is in giving that we receive. Well, you're listening to Cynthia Bryan. This is Starstyle, Be the Star You Are. I have a business bite for you, and then we're going to go into the garden because it's kind of the end of the year, but my roses are still blooming and I still love going outside. So stay with me. Don't go away. Everyone claims to want to be successful in business. When you focus on what you want to achieve, you do get results. Learn to visualize and see what it is you want. Decide the image you want to project. Put your vision into a written plan and identify your key issues necessary to reach your target goal. Find and study people who have created a business that you wish to emulate. Recognize your small achievements in the direction of your success and reward yourself. Never give up on your dreams of success. Persistence is vital. Problems are always going to occur, but solutions will appear as well. And if you need a simple business plan, you can always ask the AI helper, because they're doing that now. But in any case, don't quit. Remember, you're the star of your own performance. Turn your passions into profits. I'm Cynthia Bryan with another business bite from Starstyle. For more information, visit cynthiabryan.com. That's Brian with an I.com. Well, I'm back. This is our second segment. I'm Cynthia Bryan. You're listening to Star Style, Be the Star You Are, coming to you on Voice America Media. This is the Empowerment Channel, and I am here to empower you through nature now and inspire you through nature. Andy Rooney had this great quote: "The best Christmas trees come very close to exceeding nature." And I would have to agree. It is the most magical time of the year. I mean, as I drive through neighborhoods, the outdoor whimsical displays with the twinkling lights bring a smile to my face and fill my heart with joy, no matter what traditions we celebrate. We can't help but be delighted by the sparkling Christmas trees framed in windows, glowing snowmen playing on lawns, glittering reindeer posed for flight, and all the blue lights of Hanukkah on different houses. On our farm growing up, my parents transformed at least 2 acres of orchards and gardens into a sparkling wonderland with shimmering, sometimes flashing, lights, ornaments, and creches. No tree or bush was unanimated, glistening in the chilly nights. We lived so far in the boondocks that this shiny spectacle was necessary for Santa Claus and his sleigh to spot our home from outer space. Freshly baked cookies, jugs of milk, and carrots straight from the store awaited Jolly St. Nick, Rudolph, and the rest of the team. Oh, what fun! Nature has always been the inspiration for my holiday decor. I collect pine cones, I cut branches from my conifer trees, I pick sprays of pistache, holly, pyracantha, and cotton ester berries to weave a tapestry of holiday cheer. Even the red cones from my magnolia trees make an appearance on my garlands. This year, my friends surprised me with what I thought was a red light bulb. But after I unwrapped it, I saw that it was an amaryllis bulb, hand dipped in red wax. These waxed amaryllis require no water and no soil to grow, and I had never seen anything like this. According to the instructions, I placed mine in a sunny spot, and now I just get to watch it grow. This amaryllis, it says, will bloom 2 or 3 times this season, and then I'll have to coax it to grow next year. So, what I'll have to do is remove the wax, store it in a paper bag in a cool, dark location, and then I'll plant it next fall. Isn't that exciting? I mean, what a delightful, natural holiday treasure, and such a surprise because it looked like a light bulb. Now, for nature lovers, indoor plants make exceptional gifts that last beyond the holiday season. Orchids, bromeliads, spathiphyllums, which are called peace lilies, and theriums. With minimal care, these plants will reward you for years with continuous blooms. My peace lilies raise elegant white sails, while my anthuriums flaunt red spikes of inflorescence, although you can find anthuriums with pink or white heart-shaped flowers as well. Now, despite their erroneous reputation for fussiness, orchids are among the easiest and I believe most enchanting plants to bring into any room. Phalaenopsis, which is called the moth orchid, and dendrobiums, those are kind of the easiest to grow, I think. They prefer bright, indirect light and infrequent watering. The array of colors is breathtaking, so you can find a species for every occasion. And when the flowers die, trim the stem above a node and you will encourage reblooming. And I've had such success with all of my orchids reblooming. Now, with the bromeliads, there are over 3,500 species, and they arrive dressed in vivid pinks, reds, yellows, oranges, and whites. So pick the ones that you want. Their striking bracts make a statement long after the holidays have ended. And when the mother plant flowers, her life cycle is complete. And you might think that the plant's dying, but it's just the mother plant because new pups emerge and then the cycle begins again. Another great indoor, and it's also an outdoor plant because it's a tropical plant, are crotons. They have a gigantic spectrum of wildly variegated foliage that delivers spectacular color during the holidays. And as outdoor plants, they can grow to 10 feet. You've seen them if you've gone to tropical islands, you've gone, or if you've gone to Costa Rica or the Caribbean or Hawaii or Mexico, you have seen these. They are everywhere and they're beautiful. But indoors, they'll remain below 4 feet. And of course, you can always prune them. They do want warm temperatures above 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So if your house is colder than 60 degrees, they might not do so well. But as long as it's 60 or above, they'll do well inside too. And I do have to warn you, though, like many other plants, crotons are toxic if ingested. And their oils could cause skin irritation, although I've never experienced it. But that just means use care around small children and around pets. Now, decorating the Yule tree with lights and ornaments. Ooh, this is a joyful tradition. I mean, I think everybody, no matter what you celebrate, loves doing that. Now, conifers, usually spruce, pine, fir, cedar, or other evergreens, are the preferred natural Christmas tree. Yet, what I saw this year is that many people are opting to buy a realistic yet synthetic balsam fir that has this memory wire branches and a micro LED lights because the technology allows for easy setup and simple storage. So if you don't want to buy a cut, live tree, or you don't want to buy just a live tree in a pot, both are expensive, and you just want to one time buy something, put it back in the box when it's done. I know my niece has this spectacular, I think it's a 12-foot tree, and literally it's completely decorated with lights and everything, and she just puts the cover over it, and I'm not sure how it stores and where, but it smashes down, and I don't know, she stores it, takes it out, and it's up in 15 minutes. Now, me, I have a real growing fiddle leaf fig. It's now 15 feet tall in my hall. And because it's so tall and too heavy to relocate, I love to decorate that. And then I'll have a smaller tree in another room. But so, regardless of what type of tree your family prefers, the way you adorn it is what makes it special and unique. And if you have little kids, I always loved letting my kids make homemade ornaments and decorate the tree any way they wanted. And yes, it might have looked like a Charlie Brown tree, but it meant so much to them, which meant so much to us, and we always enjoyed it. Now, I have to tell you about a beautiful Christmas tree display that thrilled me this year. It was created entirely from pots of bromeliads, and I will have that on my website, probably in my blog pretty soon at cynthiabryan.com. The bromeliads were variegated, and the tree was made completely of pots of bromeliads. So it was very vibrant and multicolored. It was really an explosion of color, requiring no additional ornamentations. I saw another great Christmas tree that was decorated with flowers, birds, butterflies, birdhouses, and other nature-inspired elements. And I like to do that too, to bring the outdoors in. So sometimes the most beautifully garland trees do come close to exceeding nature. So whatever you're doing or however you're going to decorate, marvel at the mystery of their great beauty. Just be inspired by nature. Oh, Tannenbaum, how faithfully you blossom. Well, I have a couple of tips for you as my goddess gardener guide here. And this is just for December. We'll be getting into January and there'll be more to do. But the first thing is reduce watering for your landscape because as the rain and cooler weather, it should supply your plant material with sufficient hydration. So either reduce or turn off your sprinkler systems completely. Mine are off. Water any plants in containers, though, that are sheltered from rainfall. So if you have like a patio overhang or, a balcony or something they're not going to get any rain, make sure you continue to water those because they may not get enough spray. Speaking of spray white vinegar on any newly emergent weeds to kill the roots. And then you can spot treat as needed when new shoots appear. This is something new I started this winter. Normally I do this in the spring, but it takes up a lot of vinegar because the weeds are too high. So now I am spraying the weeds when they're just popping up. And this is really helping because it kills the roots right away. They don't grow back. This is probably the last time now to feed your landscape with a slow release, all natural fertilizer. Just give it a little bit of food for the rest of the winter. Now, those snails and slugs are out in mass now, especially when it's wet out. So scatter some bait around plants susceptible to their nibbling because the activity is going to continue to increase. and you don't want that you don't want your plants to get eaten up. Apply sulfur around the root zones of acid-loving plants to lower the pH and promote health and increase color. Ferns, citrus trees, camellias, rhododendrons, they're all going to benefit with increased vigor. So you'll be happy you did. Now, if you want to just brighten up a pathway to enhance your holiday charm, go to your local nursery or big box store if they have a nursery department and pick up some red and white cyclamen. They're beautiful right now, they're not expensive, and you can put red and white cyclamen along a path, and it just looks fantastic. It looks like, a candy cane. I am picking the last of my roses to enjoy indoors before January's heavy pruning. So if your roses are still blooming, this is the time to pick bouquets because come January, we're going to cut them down and we prune really hard, and then they won't be blooming again until end of March, maybe April. And finally, I want to say give living plants as holiday gifts because living plants and trees offer lasting beauty that recipients will remember for months to come. And so those are always good gifts. Um, the other thing is, as I've told you on other episodes, when I talked about how books are also a gift that keeps on giving, books are fantastic, and you can check out a former episode or check out my blog for garden books that I suggested. You can go to my website, cynthiabryan.com, to find Chicken Soup for the Gardener's Soul, Growing with the Goddess Gardener, and then all of my other books, the Be the Star You Are series, as well as 4 books for children, which makes a great package for Christmas. It comes with candy canes and, little Christmas extra gifts. And that is the Stella Bella's Barnyard Adventure series. So, whatever, I wish you a magical season of love, light, giving, and receiving. Happy gardening, happy growing. Oh, gosh, it's almost the end of 2025. So happy, happy. Well, thank you so much for tuning in with me this week. I am Cynthia Bryan, and I am with you every week. The next one, I will be with you on Christmas Eve. Just remember, you can change your life. You can make your dreams come true. For more information about Starstyle Productions, to purchase any of my books, or more about what I do or my speaking, if you want to book me for anything, go to cynthiabryan.com. That's Brian with an I. To get involved with Be the Star You Are, or to make a last, end of the year donation, you can just go, I'll just give you the letters. It might be easier. btsya.org. btsya.org. It's for Be the Star You Are. My aim is always to encourage, inspire, inform, amuse, and motivate. See beyond your physical being. Know you are already the star you dreamed of becoming. Cherish the past, dream of the future, and celebrate every second of your life. And I do hope you do read a book this week because it's like a garden in your pocket. And until next week, when we play again on the Starstyle Sandbox, remember that love always wins, kindness always prevails, and smiles will keep us happy. I'm Cynthia Bryan for Starstyle, thanking you, encouraging you to be kind, be inclusive, tell the truth, live with integrity, embrace cultures, love unconditionally, encourage others, be generous, read, lead, succeed, communicate, collaborate, and innovate, and make sure to give to a charity this season. And most of all, be your unapologetically authentic self. Go out into the world and be the star you are. And also, just as a final thing to say for you, is just hang in there for the holidays. If you get stressed out, take a deep breath and know that you have permission just to be who you are, and you can always say no if there's too many things that are happening. And I wish you just a really wonderful, wonderful holiday season. Happy